Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is HUSNUL KHATIMAH ALIA binti AZMI. I'm going to present for technical analysis, and the company that I choose is Binasat Commercial Berhad. So, the company was incorporated in Malaysia under the Act on 17 March 2017 as a private limited company under the name of Binasat Communication Sedan Berhad. Subsequently, on 21st June 2017, they converted to a public limited company under the name of Binasat Communication Berhad to embark on the listing of their group on the ACE market of Bursa Securities. So, according to the chart that I have analyzed, it has 5 indicators. The first indicator is the moving average. The chart represents the indicators 20-day moving average. The usage of the crossover rule is to identify the buying and selling signal. On October 14, the signal happened in a bullish signal where the red line, which is moving average 20, crossed below the black line. Also, it shows that stock price breaks a resistance level and proceed to sustain higher price until the next resistance level is formed. However, because no signal appeared on December 30, 2020, it is highly recommended that the investor hold the stocks because there may be a future upward or downward trend in share price after December 30, 2022. Next indicator, the moving average convergence divergence, which is MACD. Indicator will produce a bullish or bearish signal when the blue line, which is MACD, and the red line signal cross over the another line. According to the above chart, one signal happened on August 23, 2022. The signal showed a selling signal because the red line, which is the signal, crossed above the blue line MACD. Also, the MACD line already crossed below the zero line and it's called bearish. The equilibrium line, which is at 0, is where the line cross over one another. As a result, I strongly suggested investors sell the stock on December 30, 2020. Third indicator is relative strength index, which is RSI. So, the RSI graph showed a volatile price trend. Thus, it shows a repeatedly buying and selling signal throughout the trend. To conclude, the RSI indicator indicates selling and the stock as the RSI line is going downwards towards the oversold line, and the chart shows that high RSI levels above 70% generate sell signal and suggest that a stock is overbought or overvalued. Fourth indicator is stochastic. When the %D line crosses over the %K, which is stochastic line, below or above the overbought or oversold line. This is one way to detect a buying or selling signal in stochastic. Based on the chart, investors are strongly advised to sell the stocks on December 30, 2020. This is because the %K line is below the %D line in the overbought range, which is above 80. And the last indicator is ROC, which is plotted against a zero line that differentiates positive and negative values. So, for the positive values indicate upward buying pressure or momentum, while negative values below the zero indicates selling pressure or downward momentum. So, as of December 30, 2020, the selling signal appeared. It shows that the ROC line slowly moves below the zero line. Thus, we highly recommend the investor to sell the stock as there may be a future downward trend. So, these are the decisions that I make based on the 5 indicators. As a result, after analyzing the entire performance and indication offered by the 5 indicators, I decided to sell this stock. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Now, I will explain Fajar Baru Builder Group Berhad. It is an investment holding firm located in Malaysia. Pesticides, fertilizer, specialty chemical, research and development, consumer goods and a biogas process system are all areas in which the company and its subsidiaries are active. For moving average, the red line moving average 20 crossing over the black line, also known as the share price line, from below to above, creates a bearish signal on April 17, 2022, as can be seen. Unfortunately, since the signal first appeared about a month ago, it is now out of date and cannot be utilized to transmit a signal. The red line steadily indicate the downward trend, and because the red and black line do not connect, we draw a conclusion that no signal will arise in the moving average until July 10, 2022. The negative indication for those traders who plan to sell FAZAR shares materialize on that day. Consequently, I would strongly advise them to retain the share. The blue line, which is the ROC line, crosses the zero line, may be used to identify the signal. The signal is below the zero line, indicating an oversold condition for the stock. Since the ROC line is steadily moving over the zero line as of June 27, 2022, we strongly advise traders to retain the stock since the share price may move in either an upward or negative direction after August 3, 2022. The RSI graph displayed a price trend with high volatility, hence it continuously displayed buying and selling signal throughout the trend. The most recent purchasing signal in which the RSI line went down below 30% occurred on September 15, 2022. To sum up, the RSI indicator suggests holding the stock until the 7th of September 2022, when it should be sold since the line is descending and approaching the oversold line. Next, we can observe that the MACD line was trending up and down, indicating a recurrent selling and purchasing indication. On April 19, 2022, there was one signal, and it was a selling signal when the MACD line, the blue one, crossed over the signal line, which is the red one. Since both the MACD and the signal line display a downward trend until June 20, 2022, we forecast that just one signal will occur during that time. In the MACD line, we anticipate buying. The purchasing signal emerged on June 26, 2022. The blue line, which is the ROC line and crosses the zero line, may be used to identify the signal. The signal is below the zero line, indicating an oversold condition for the stock. Last but not least, the stochastic indicator shows a signal in the aforementioned chart that is optimistic. On June 10, 2022, the percent D line blue connects to a point over below the oversold line. Investors are not being urged to sell the stock. In conclusion, purchasing this stock is advised. Moving average, convergence, divergence, and stochastic, two of the 5 indicators we use to access the stock of FAZAR, provide a strong recommendation for investor to buy. The moving average, rate of change, and relative strength index may all be used as whole indication. Thus, after examining the overall performance as well as the signals from the 5 indicators, we made the decision to continue purchasing and holding these companies. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, the company that I have chosen to analyze is Garuda Berhad. Garuda Berhad is a Malaysian engineering, real estate and infrastructure company. It is one of the biggest infrastructure companies in Malaysia and has a track record of providing groundbreaking and innovative solutions across the globe. It operates business of civil engineering construction in Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Australia, Taiwan, India, Qatar, Bahrain, and United Kingdom. Let's move to the first indicator, which is the Bollinger Band. Refer to the chart Bollinger Band of this company. We can see that there was an upward trend. On 30 December 2022, the moving average of 20, which is the red line, crossed above the share price, which is the black line. For investor, we decide to hold the stock because share price may continue to trend upward or downward in the future. Next, we look at the moving average convergence divergence. When the red line, the signal, and the blue line, the MACD, cross over one another, this indicator will generate a bullish or bearish signal. The above chart indicates that one signal occurred on December 30, 2022. A buy or hold signal is indicated when the red line signal cross below the blue line MACD. Where the line cross over one another is the equilibrium line, which is located at 0. Therefore, I will strongly advise investor to continue holding the stock on 31 December 2022. The third indicator is rate of change. By referring to the chart above, a buy signal was generated on 30 December 2022. When the green line ROC crossed above the 0 line, however, it is highly recommended to investor sell or hold the share on 30 December 2022 since the ROC lines, which is the green line, is going down and it should wait for a downtrend or when it almost reached the oversold line in the future to obtain higher profit. For the fourth indicator is the relative strength index. A buy signal happens when the RSI is below 30 and then cross the oversold line, while a sell signal happens when the RSI is above 70 and then cross the overbought line. The holding signal occurred on 21 December 2022. It is advised for trader to hold the stock. The last indicator is stochastic. According to the chart, a hold signal will occur on 30 November 2022 when the gap line will cross the D line. Investors are strongly advised to hold the stock on 30 December 2022 even though the signal occurs and the price will increase since there will be no signal. To sum up, out of the 5 indicators we use to analyze Garuda stock, all indicators which are the Bollinger Band, moving average convergence divergence, rate of change, relative strength, and the stochastic are hold signal. Considering this, I now realize that holding the Garuda Berhad is highly advised.
Hi, hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Azzahra and I'm going to talk about AHEAD, which is Apex Healthcare Berhad. Apex Healthcare Berhad is a public limited liability company from and located in Malaysia. It operates healthcare facilities in Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam and also Myanmar. Pharmaceuticals and consumer healthcare products are its main strength. So, moving average, MACD, ROC, RSI, and stochastic must all be analyzed in order to study the stock price. The moving average is showing a rising trend. A signal occurred on 26 October 2022 when the moving average 20 passed well above share price. The signal cannot be utilized by investors on December 30, 2022 since it occurred a few months earlier and there is no crossover on that day, and it is highly advised that they keep the stock because the share value may rise or fall in the future. The MACD indicator creates a bullish or bearish signal when the blue line and the red line cross over each other. According to the provided information, one signal happened which is a sell signal. The line is crossing is the equilibrium line which is at 0, and as a result, it is strongly encourage investors to sell their stock on December 30, 2022. Moreover, when the ROC value is larger than 0 or cross over the zero line, a sell signal is generated. A selling signal appears on December 30, 2022, and since it crossed the zero line in a little amount, investors are strongly urged to sell shares and to wait for an upswing, or when it approaches or passes the overbought line in the future to gain more profit. RSI. The RSI graph suggested a fluctuating price trend, and however, the RSI indicator suggests that the stock to be held until December 30, 2022, since the RSI line is getting down over the overbought zone. Lastly, for stochastic, there is no crossover occurs on December 30, 2022, and investors strongly encouraged to keep the stock. To be concluded, out of the 5 indicators trend to analyze, I had thought the moving average and stochastic provide a strong recommendation for investors to hold. And in the meanwhile, the MOHD, ROC, RSI indicate a selling signal. As a result, after analyzing entire performance and the indicators offered by the 5 indicators, I decided to sell this stock.